Hey guys. So first off, if you're feeling stressed, like I was this morning, I went for a run and then did yoga, and now I feel really good, except for the whole part where I forgot I had asthma and I forgot to use my inhaler. So now I'm struggling to breathe. But other than that, really good. Anyway, so this is the review for PC number 24. Okay. Um I'm hoping to walk you through this, hopefully answer any questions that you guys still have lingering. The PC will be Thursday, here, I'll pull up my cute little calendar. Thursday, the 26th, this day right here, all right? And I'm going to tell you which class periods are what on that day. They're taking at what time. It'll be very exciting. I love you all. Look at that. It's kind of cool. Like, it lights up things. Okay, sorry, got distracted. All right, anyway. So this test is just going to be on finding distance between points, which is really just using Pythagorean theorem. Oh, I should really have changed that. This is not the distance formula. This is review. You're welcome. All right. And then writing an equation that's parallel, writing an equation that's perpendicular. And then this is the level 4. I'm going to go over it, but this is finding the perimeter and area of a parallelogram, and it gives you 4 points, and I will help you guys with that, all right? I'm hoping to help you out the best I can. We'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to start with this. Obviously, this would be our do now normally in class, so like the question that you'd do without me, but here we are. All right, so we're going to find the distance between these 2 points. So I'm going to draw a pretend graph because that's what helps me. I don't know what helps you. Whatever helps you, please do that. Drawing a pretend graph helps me. So I'm going to go over 3, so that's over 3, and then down 3. That's down 3. So there's that first point. And the other one says go left 2, so there's -2, and then down 5. So that'll be about there-ish. And I'm going to connect them with a different colored marker so you guys can see. I want to know how long is that line right there. That's what I want to know. So the way I'm going to do this, you can use the distance formula with this, hands down for sure. You are more than welcome to. Remember that the distance formula is this. It is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, all underneath the square root. That is going to be the distance between any 2 points ever. Okay, but the cool thing is I'm going to do that math without doing that disgustingly ugly equation. I mean, you totally can, I just don't want to. So now if I look between -2 and 3, I want to know that distance. So between -2 and 0, that's 2. And then 0 to 3, that's 3. So that's a total of a distance of 5. And then right here between -3 and 5, from -3 to -5, that's only going to be a distance of 2. Notice I'm not putting negative numbers. I don't care that there's negative numbers. I just care how long is that line. So this line right here is 5. This line right here is 2. So now using Pythagorean theorem says that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, here's my right angle, and a and b are around my right angle, and c is across the right angle. So I'm going to do a squared, so this would be 2 squared plus 5 squared equals, and then I labeled that side x, you can label it whatever you want, x squared. So this is going to be 4 plus 25 equals x squared, and 4 plus 25 is 29 equals x squared. So then I would take the square root of both sides, and I end up getting that x equals the square root of 29. So then literally into this box, I would type S, Q, R, T, and then in parentheses, the number 29. All right. Any questions here? Are you doing okay? If not, please post a question in the discussion below. A question, not I don't understand. That does not work. Post a question. All right, so moving on to this next part, we're going to write an equation for the line parallel to y equals -3x plus 3. So first off, you can use Desmos to see what your answer is, and I'm actually going to end up using Desmos to see how I'm doing. So notice this says y equals, that means you have to solve it for y. Now, if you remember point slope form, is y minus y1 equals m. This is my slope. And then x minus x1. Now, the cool thing about y1 and x1 is these are just from a point. So this is x1, this is y1. So I already know those two. So I already know this part of my equation. I have y minus negative 11 equals, now I need to decide my slope. I haven't decided on that yet, x minus 2. And I'm getting both of those from the points. So that goes there. Okay. So this point is split between there and there. All right. Do you guys see that? All right. So now I need to decide my slope. So if you remember, a parallel slope means they're the same. So if we look, the question over here says, where is the slope in the equation? Most of you wrote this down when we did this. It's next to the x. So my slope in that first equation is this negative 3. Now, when it's parallel, we need to remember they are the same. So in this particular case, I'm just going to write down negative 3. Yes, there's a reason I did it in that color and then this color. It's so that you can tell I'm talking about slope, which I've highlighted in green. Okay, now this says y equals. So I'm actually going to remember that whenever I'm subtracting a negative, this is really plus. So this is y plus 11, because minus a negative, the same thing as plus a positive. Okay, equals, and then we're going to go ahead and distribute that negative 3. So we have negative 3x plus 6. Okay, so now all we need to do is subtract 11 from both sides. And we're going to get y equals negative 3x, and then 6 minus 11 is negative 5. Now, I wanted to show you what this looks like in Desmos. If I can find my mouse. Desmos. So here's my cute little Desmos. Oh, we switched on me. I want my cute little Desmos. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put the first line they have in there. So this is y equals negative 3x plus 3. And then on the next one, this is the one that I made, is y equals negative 3x minus 5. And they look pretty dang parallel to me. Now, I just want to see if the line to negative 11 is on here. So if I go over 2 and down 11, where am I? Or no, yeah, positive 2, 1, 2, negative 11, 1, 2, there's 10, 11. I'm very confused now. I hate that it keeps doing that. Why? Why does it keep doing this? Here we go. I'm going to zoom in. Oh, that helps a lot. There we go. Now over 2, down 11. Puts us right there. Which if you look, it's right there. It's on that line. Do you guys see that? Okay. I was real worried there for a second. All right. So now we also need to remember what the slopes are when they're perpendicular. So if I have a slope A over B, if I want it to be perpendicular, I flip it over and I change the sign. So right here, I'm going to start with slope in this time. So my slope is 2. So if I want to change 2 to perpendicular, this is technically 2 over 1. So if I flip it over, and then I have to change the sign. So my new slope is going to be negative 1/2. So there's my new slope. All right. So then I have, oh, I should really type my answer in. So then here I would type negative 3x minus 5. Okay, so then my new slope is negative 1/2. So I start the same way. I have y minus, now this is my y1, this is my x1. So I do y minus 6 equals, so my new slope, so negative 1/2 times, and then I'm going to do x minus negative 4. Now again, remember, anytime we're subtracting a negative, that's the same thing as adding a positive. Okay, so I've got y minus 6. That doesn't change. That's very boring. But we're going to take this negative 1/2 and distribute it through. So you've got negative 1/2 times x, and we get negative 1/2 x. And then we have negative 1/2 times positive 4, and we get a negative 2. Interesting. All right, so then we are going to add 6 to both sides. And we get y equals negative 1/2 x, and then negative 2 plus 6 is a positive 4. So in here, I would type negative 1 over 2 x plus 4. There's my equation. All right, and let's check that in Desmos this time. Hopefully this goes easier. So I'm going to clear the 2 equations that are in there. And then in this one now, I'm going to type the original equation. So y equals 2x minus 3. And then in the other one, I want to type my new equation. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. So there's my thing. Now I want to make sure that it goes through the point negative 4, positive 6. So this point right here. Does it go through negative 4, positive 6? Yes, it does. Okay, does that make sense? That's an easy way to check your work and make sure you've done it correctly. Okay, is use Desmos. Why not? You're at home. Okay, these are the level 2 and level 3. If you can get these 3 questions, you're automatically guaranteed a B+ on this test. Okay, and remember, you can do corrections, but they have to be same day and it'll be exciting. Okay, so right here it says compute the perimeter and area of a parallelogram. Now, if you notice, it gives me points, but it doesn't give me a picture. I want a picture. I know, I'm demanding. Okay, so I'm going to draw my picture. So A is at negative 6, positive 4. So there's my first point. Then B, this is A. Then B is at positive 2, positive 10. So here's B. And then C is at 221. I'm regretting my picture. We're going to redraw this. So I'm going to move 4. So it's about there. There's negative 6, 4. Then we're going to do 10 there. So 2 up 10. Perfect. Okay, this is B. This is A. All right, and then C is over 2 up 21. We're going to call this 21. And then D is negative 6 up 15. So 15 will be about there. So then those are in a vertical line. Those are on sloped lines, and that's on a vertical line. Okay. Now our goal is to find the perimeter and the area. Now, one thing you do need to remember about area is we need perpendicular height. And the easiest way to get perpendicular height on this particular one is going to be to take this and go straight over and see how long that is, because it makes a perpendicular line. Okay? Because you need to make a perpendicular line to the bottom, and if you don't, then it creates problems. Anyway, we're going to need that line anyway to figure out how long this line is here. Okay, the first thing I'm going to find, because it's the easiest, is the perimeter. We're going to find lengths. So we're going to find the length from A to D. So now this goes from 4 to 15. So if I'm going from 4 to 15, how long is that? Well, a quick, easy way to check would be 15 minus 4. And we get 11. So this line is 11 long. This line on the opposite side, so this line's 11. Since this is a parallelogram, and it tells me that right here, I know opposite sides are going to be congruent. So that's also 11. Okay? Now, I need to find the length of these other two lines. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out how far apart are they. Okay, so this is going from -6 to +2. So I know that from -6 to 0, this is 6 long. And then 0 to 2, this is 2 long. So this is a total of 8 long. Okay, and then if I'm going from 4 to 10, this is 6 long. So now I can use Pythagorean theorem. This is going to be 8 squared plus 6 squared equals x squared. That's whatever you want to call this. And remember, whatever that is, that side is also. Okay, so we've got 8 squared plus 6 squared equals x squared. So now I have 64 plus 36 equals x squared. I have 100 equals x squared. If I take the square root of both sides, I end up getting x equals 10. So I know that this is 10 long, which makes this also 10 long. That's super nice. All right, so if those are both 10 long, then we can go ahead and find the perimeter. So perimeter is just adding all those side lengths together. Remember that? So this is 11 plus 11 plus 10 plus 10, which is 42. So I would put 42 in there. All right, so that's perimeter. Now, area is base times height. And I already told you guys a little bit earlier that the easiest height to find is probably going to be this one, because finding perpendicular to this line is going to be easiest. Okay, so now we know the height is 8. And if we pick this to be our base, I know it's sideways, it's 11. So my area is just going to be 8 times 11, which is 88. Okay? If you have questions on this, that's okay. You're allowed to be confused. You're allowed to have questions. Please make sure you're asking them. Just saying I'm confused doesn't help me know where to start helping you. Because I'm usually just going to start with, well, this is a number. And you'll be like, well, I know that. And I'll be like, then tell me what you don't know. Walk me through until you don't understand. Okay? So my office hours are always open. This is the review. You are more than welcome to download the copy of these notes and then copy these notes yourself and walk through this video. I love you all. I will talk to you later.